What you need to do is be thankful for the life you got, you know what I'm saying?
They send pressure. Mayfield evades. In trouble. Stiff arm. Throws. How did he do it? First down.
Here comes the Hail Mary with the game on the line. And the ball is caught. It's a miracle. It's celebrated. Oh, my goodness. This town is going crazy.
Protected. Another completion. Another short one. Bouncing off the tackle is Montgomery. What a catch and run. Still going.
Welcome, everybody. It is Monday, October the 6th. We are here once again for What's the Play. I'm Cory, joined as always by Lucas. How are you today?
Doing great. How about you, Cory?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Had a pretty good Sunday. And, now get ready to be prepared to watch a Monday game against the Chiefs and the Jags, which doesn't really seem like it's going to have a lot of scoring.
More interesting than Bluey?
Yeah, and my daughter's here. She's got Bluey on in the background, so sorry if everyone hears that. But we're still locked in regardless.
It was a very good Sunday.
Yeah, actually,
bookie, we had another touchdown parlay. The straights have been hitting, so.
I thought about
disappointment. Bills and Patriots left a lot on the table, but very good Sunday.
Yeah,
got the momentum going.
I really thought, we kind of talked about it on Friday that it, on the surface kind of looked like it might be a pretty bad slate, and turned out to be a pretty good one, really. Some close games. The bets were hitting, and, like you said, you had back-to-back now lotto hits, and I was actually thinking about this late last night during that Bills game. That's kind of been the big change or the big difference for you this year was, man, you were one leg off. It seemed like every lotto last year. And, now you've had back-to-back hits, which is great. So, man, I feel like that's just really kind of been the little step that you've needed for this year.
Well, I made a few adjustments this season. Last year, September, I got up to a very bad start, so had to make some kind of adjustments, and it's been working. Very good September, and October started off just fine.
Yeah, been a big – it didn't need a lot of change, really. And, that was kind of obviously always evident with the track record you've had with your NFL and just a tiny little tweak. And, man, it's almost like a pitcher and his mechanics. Don't need much, small little change there, and then that's all you got to need. And then now you're nailing lottos left and right. So, I wrote down in my notebook some of the plays I put out here, and really only missed one, which was the Vikings. I had to score first and win. Unfortunately, they didn't score first, so lost on that bet. But they were right there. They had I think 2 chances to go down and at least kick a field goal and didn't. So that was a bit of a bummer, but whatever. Breece Hall went over receiving yards. Genty went over 64.5 rush, and Monty, he did his thing in his first game back.
That's my winner of the week, David Montgomery. It's a great week for Iowa State. Well, not college-wise, but Iowa State in the NFL.
Yeah, we were just talking about that off air.
Xavier Hutchinson scored his first touchdown. Jalen Wells scored his first touchdown. Of course, David Montgomery, back in his hometown, he scores in front of his family, and him and Jahmyr Gibbs, they tied the NFL record. 14 games, 2 running backs with a touchdown in the same game. They're going to run away with that record.
Yeah, that was, Montgomery that was the first time, I think you had mentioned it, was back in front of his family in Cincinnati, and that was the first time he's gotten to play in the NFL in front of his sister. So that was a big deal for him. He actually got 2 touchdowns that game, although one of them was in a method that neither of us expected him to do, which was throw the touchdown.
He actually hinted with Kay Adams on the Kay Adams show sometime last week. He could throw for a touchdown this season. Of course,
Did
nobody
he?
gave a. I mean, athletes kind of get on with Kay Adams to start, saying
Right.
stuff. But he did play quarterback in high school, and he said he might get a chance to throw one this season. And of course, they called it that play at the goal line. So that's very cool. My win of the week, David Montgomery. I'm so glad he was the last leg of that touchdown parlay because that's very special.
Yeah, that's right. He was he was the last guy on your that four-legger that hit.
Five-legger act this week, but
right. Oh yeah, five-legger. I guess
Montgomery was the final leg.
Right. Yeah.
We actually could have had a six leg. We tried to go a little bit safer with 5 legs. 6 leg would have hit, but
well,
we're happy
now
with 5
now
leg.
you're on back to back. So I feel like now you have to push it,
Yeah.
right? Now you got to go 6.
Go 6 next week. We'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So overall, though, great Sunday. Finished green, which is really what we wanted to do every week, and we were well in the green. Obviously, this week can't have any complaints there. I think probably one thing we tend to do on our first show after the Sunday was talk about maybe I don't think both of you and I have any great bets that we're going to talk about tonight, but so we can probably get on with normally, one of my favorite segments is, best bet of the week and maybe the worst. So I think I want to go first with the best bet of the week. And man, it was one that you were on early. And once you talked about it, I didn't even have to look into it, was Stephon Diggs over receiving. I mean, he ended up finishing damn near 150 yards. Didn't score a touchdown, unfortunately, which I did have him in the one parlay I had for a lotto, and that kind of sucked. But man, he flew over that line, which was 46, right? 46, 49. So that was easily my favorite bet of the week.
There's a lot of narratives this past week, and the narratives were the play.
Yep. They tend to be.
They tend to be. Sometimes narratives are everything.
Yep.
Of course, with Stephon Diggs, with David Montgomery, the narratives are everything.
Yeah, Stephon's a really emotional guy. Same with kind of AJ Brown.
Well, that's one way to say it. He's an emotional player. There's nothing wrong with that. Makes it great to bet on.
Putting it maybe kindly is a nice way to say that, but
not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's all right. Worst bet, obviously, was the only one I lost, which was the Vikings to score first. I thought that was a lock. Didn't turn out to be. It was an ugly game, I think both you and I predicted. So it happens. You're not going to win all your bets. What was your favorite and worst bet of the week?
My favorite obviously has to be David Montgomery. That's one of my favorite bets I've ever won. In fact, it was the last leg. It's just so special. I've watched that replay about 20, 30 times by now.
Yeah.
I might watch it 5, 10 more times before I go to bed tonight.
Very special moment. And actually, I didn't even see the piece.
Very often
What was that?
I feel like I had bad reads very often in the NFL, but I had Sean Tucker rushing yards.
Oh, yeah.
It was 3. I needed 28, I think.
Yeah.
So it's very rare that I have a read that's that way off.
Right.
A little bit disappointed. Like I had Jaden Blue rushing yards. Of course, he catch the attempts, and I couldn't believe he didn't get a couple more rushing attempts where that game was. But
happens.
Necessarily call that a bad read. Just as Cowboys should have given a couple more attempts. But
did you see the piece that they had put out? I guess it was before the game about David on his first game being back.
I think so.
Yeah, I didn't see it live, but I saw it on X/Twitter today, and that was the first time I saw it. So that was a pretty cool piece where he talked about, I just knew a lot of it being an Iowa State fan, where he talks about that, how tough growing up. They was very poor. His mom worked, 2-3 jobs. His uncle going to prison, and then obviously his older brother's in prison. Just a very hard, life that he grew up in, and he does a lot to, give back to that community, and just really meant a lot to him to kind of go back in front of his hometown crowd and get the win and kind of really show out for him. So really cool moment there. Personally, I agree.
Yeah, I did see that. I didn't know everything with this story, but
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, we'll kind of get on with it with the game, kind of getting ready to, kick off in about 40 minutes or so. So the game tonight between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Jags. Kansas City has started pretty slow this year, not looking too hot, and then you've had a Jaguars team whose offense has really been sputtering for quite a few years, seemingly, but their defense this year is looking really great. This kind of screams a defensive matchup with probably not too many touchdowns, and the total maybe kind of says that as well with 48. What is it at now? 45.5. So what do you kind of think going into this game?
Well, I hope you're wrong. I hope we get a fun primetime game because I have quite a few plays on this game.
Yeah.
Back to the rookies. Started with Travis Hunter on the Jacksonville side of the ball. It's not too much to say because it's a very, very public play at this point. Everybody's on Travis Hunter. I got 27.5. He's up to 32.5.
Yeah.
Everybody else has already said something about this play. It's not too much to say at this point. It's Monday Night Football. Everybody's watching. They'd look pretty dumb if they didn't have Travis Hunter involved on offense. It's the Jaguars' only primetime game this season. Of course, Travis Hunter's a primetime player. I think that, one, they make an effort to get him the ball, and two, he does what Travis Hunter does. Everybody else has said it plenty enough about Travis Hunter. It's a very, very big play. I don't mind it at all.
Yeah, it's what I mean.
It's whatever.
I don't know. Was Diggs pretty public last night?
I mean, to an extent.
Yeah. I don't remember a lot of people
It's a
tweeting
little bit
about
different on a
Diggs.
Monday game because Monday you have a whole day to think about it.
Right.
Really dive deeper into the lines, but
Yeah.
I mean, I saw some people say on Twitter, people I respect, that say like the line was so confusing, 46.5, that they ended up just passing. Saw a couple people
really?
say that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I mean, it was a confusing line. I only played one unit. It should have been a 5-unit play at 46.5.
Well, really, the lotto for that game was just Kincaid 100 and fucking Diggs 100. I don't even know what that would have been. But, I mean, it probably would have been.
Not many people hit their lines last night besides Diggs and Kincaid.
Yep. Man, if only I knew it was that simple. Those guys get 100 yards, and none of those two score, which was pretty crazy.
A touchdown.
Yeah,
just the yards.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know what to think about the Travis thing. I saw a bunch of people on him, but it also is kind of irritating to me. I saw people like, oh yeah, I got Travis at 24 or something, 24.5. But then there was never like a screenshot of the bet. So, and they're like, yeah, I got him at 24.5, but now he's 30. And I was like, well, then why are you giving the play? It's kind of weird. I don't know. I mean,
I could say a few things about that, but I won't here on the show.
Yeah. 6 yards is a big difference. And maybe it doesn't even matter because he flies over and gets like 7.
I don't think it does matter, but 6 yards usually would be significant.
Yeah. That's just like a weird.
Can be.
It's just a weird soapbox thing that kind of irritates me.
Well, like we could talk about that. That could be a different show. We talk about that kind of thing.
Yeah. I like the play. I haven't played it personally. I don't know if I'll be able to get a better snipe live. Actually, my favorite play for this game is one I haven't locked in yet, but it's again kind of one of those things is Mahomes. I like Mahomes over his rushing yards. I know the defense for the Jaguars has been really, really good, so that's why I think the play isn't any running back in particular from the Chiefs. I think they've been, when you kind of look back at what the Jaguars defense has maybe not been the best at, it's been running backs out of the backfield in the receiving game, hence one of your other plays that I'm sure you'll talk about here in a second. And then running backs who have any type of mobility have been able to pick up some yards on them. It's not a lot, 30, 40 yards, but, I thought the line for Mahomes in the 20s, low 20s was very enticing. I was a little confused why it was 20. I think it was 23.5 earlier, and now it's down to 21. But that doesn't really scare me off. and that's they gave a boost out for this game. It was either that there was one of those choice ones, the 50% or the 30%. I went ahead and chose the 30%. So that's what I'm going to use my live boost on. Is I don't think Mahomes will run too much in the first quarter. I'm hoping definitely not that first drive, and then I'm going to try and snipe him. Maybe sub 20 is my goal.
Yeah, I think you get that live. 17, 18 and a half.
Yeah, especially after that first drive, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't run at all or whatever. You may knock one out there. So, like I said, anything sub 20 is really what I'm looking for as a win there. The other guy here, which you told me just before we got on here, which is kind of one of your maybe favorite plays here.
Well, I see people bet the under.
Not sure I agree with that at all.
Well, this is another thing you talk about. What line you got? Oh, I got 6.5, but 6.5 was available for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That line got super nuked.
Very quickly.
I mean, 9.5 might actually be the lowest line at this point. FanDuel's telling you bet the unders. Obviously, some people hammer that under at 11.5 or 12.5.
Which I don't really get, because who are they thinking Pacheco's going to pick up the rest of the yards? Which I do.
Well, I mean, it's a little bit of a gamble. You're talking about a rookie that didn't play too much until last week. But this is also a very public play, but they've gotten the best line. I can't say, play 6.5, because obviously that line's not available anymore. But it's a little bit of a risky play betting a rookie like that. But the coach speak, and the fact that he popped off last week, 3 catches for 27 yards. It's another public play, but a little bit of a controversy there, because some of the sharper books, FanDuel's obviously the sharpest of the mobile app books.
Yeah.
Maybe the
and
sharpest.
You're right. You're definitely right.
They're definitely hesitant to post them.
Yeah.
So that's another conversation. We'll say that for a different show. But
yeah. He wasn't even up on DraftKings or FanDuel until, I don't know, maybe who knows, an hour ago or something like that.
About an hour ago.
Yeah. DraftKings, I just looked, has him now. He's at 11.5 there. So if you want to take him pre-game, definitely FanDuel is probably your best spot. But again, it's kind of hard to tell. Very low sample size. You probably are going to get 5, maybe even 4. He may not get the ball thrown to him in the first quarter. This could be one of those.
Yeah, if you miss 6.5, go ahead and bet it live.
Yeah.
He's probably not going to see the field in the first quarter.
Probably not. And to be honest, he may not even get a target till the second half. I don't know. It's kind of one of those things. You have to be willing to potentially miss a play, which I'm not too worried about. I like the play personally because I was stuck between him and Pacheco, but I think I'd rather take a shot at the rookie because I think his odds will fall off pretty quickly when he doesn't get any touches any targets in the first quarter.
Honestly, it's kind of a tricky game.
Yeah.
Half spread, 45.5 total.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a lot of scenarios that this game could play out. Of course, there's definitely a scenario that Rashard Smith doesn't even get the ball at all. You might see 5 snaps, depending on how the game script goes. But
yeah, that's why I really want to wait the first quarter to see kind of how the game flow is going, to see if I want to bet him or not. If it looks like, they're kind of struggling a little bit, I would kind of expect his snap count to be even less. So I might end up going with Pacheco as the receiving out of the backyard or out of the back personally, which is crazy to think that I'm going to end up probably having 3 plays on this game, but that's what it's airing towards at this moment. The only other play that I was on,
kind of the ladders.
Yeah. The only other play that I have was actually some kicking points. I liked obviously Butker at 7.5. And if you have Bet365, you can get him there at 115. I wouldn't be willing to swallow the juice at 140, which is the second best odds here on FanDuel compared to anyone else. So if you don't have 365, I went ahead and went with Cam Little over his kicking points. He's cleared this line every game but one. I kind of have the feeling. I just don't. I've been on our show multiple times saying I don't think Trevor Lawrence is very good. I don't think they're going to be able to. I think they'll probably get closer, maybe past the 50, and then the Kansas City defense will do what it's been doing and tighten up a little bit. They're not going to allow touchdowns to Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion. So they'll end up taking field goals while they can. You only need 2 field goals and 1 touchdown. So that is incorrect. You probably likely are going to get 3 field goals, but I think it's an easy win personally. So that's what I went. I only put a 3/4 of a unit on that, though. We'll see.
So that means you like Kansas City?
I do like Kansas City in this game.
I mean, I guess.
Which is
they might win but not cover.
Yeah, which is going against what I actually wrote down on our Friday show. I said that I think the Jags would win, but I think I've come off that.
See their uniforms? Those Jaguars uniforms. Those are nice. Throwbacks.
Is it?
The 1990s throwbacks.
Let's see if I can find it real quick while we're talking.
Those
is there any other
excellent uniforms?
Is there any I'm sure they posted to their official page. Is there anything else you're eyeing on this game?
Not really, to be honest. I do have a parlay that I just tweeted out a couple minutes ago, but Xavier Worthy was questionable. I was thinking about not betting them, but man, the Chiefs are just such a tricky team to bet on. They really are, because they have so many options, especially in the red zone.
Yeah.
I mean, Jaguars too, but to a lesser extent.
I did.
Chiefs in particular, a tougher team to bet on.
Seems like one of those weird games that you might actually get a touchdown from Kelsey or something.
Apparently, Taylor Swift just had an album recently come out. I haven't heard it. I don't know when the album came out, but I did see that Travis Hunter's mentioned in the album.
Really?
So those are some excellent uniforms. Those are 10 out of 10 uniforms.
Yeah. I mean, those are nice.
With the permanent uniforms. Same thing with Seattle and Tampa Bay yesterday. Make these the permanent ones. Those are nice.
Those are really nice. Those are man.
Look
those
good,
are
play good.
Yeah, look good, feel good, play good. That's what my coach always used to tell me. So
yeah, I think there's truth to that.
Oh, definitely.
Because of the uniforms, but look good, play good.
Sure helps. It's a
I
mental
think
state.
It does help just a tiny bit.
It's a mental state, right? It gets you kind of juiced, maybe extra juiced up.
I think it does just a little bit. I mean, I guess I like Kansas City, but we know how these Chiefs games go. They could win but not cover that 3.5 very easily.
It's just you really have to kind of remember that this is not the Chiefs that you're used to from 2-3 years ago.
Well, I definitely know that this is not the same Chiefs team.
It's not the team.
I think this game's going to say a lot about Jacksonville.
Yeah. If the Chiefs lose here, man, that pushes them to, what is that? Would it be 2-3?
Be 2-3.
Yeah,
Detroit coming up. Sunday Night Football, Lions and Chiefs should be a very good game. Not nearly a must-win, but
the Lions have really turned it around since that first game with the loss to the Packers. They look Super Bowl ready, in my opinion.
I know you hope so. You got a Lions Super Bowl ticket?
I do have a Lions Super Bowl ticket. Actually,
yeah.
a bit of a funny one, actually. So when those boosts came out, I bet the Lions to win the Super Bowl plus 1,600. Used one of the boosts there, and then the other ticket that I put in was that it was going to be the Bills versus the Lions. So, and that was plus 3,000. I could actually cash out both. Yeah, I could cash out both of those bets for money right now. So not a bad little gig. The other one I have, I think you put in one of these too, the season longs about who's going to win each division. That's cooked for me personally, because I had Bills winning the AFC East, the Ravens winning the North, Texans winning the South. I mean, those two right there, not looking good. Chiefs, AFC West winners, Eagles is the East, Lions is in the North, Bucks in the NFC South, and then San Francisco in the NFC West. So it's $10, but whatever. Would have been a nice little payout if it hits, but not looking like that's happening. The only other one, too, that's not looking as good was our season long on Nick Chubb. He just hasn't really played too much. Well, he hasn't played high-level ball up to this point, but obviously Texans blasted the Ravens 44-10.
Very good game yesterday for Nick Chubb.
Yep.
Slipping not over.
Nope. A lot of season left, obviously, so. Well, I think that's all we got for our Monday show. Like we normally try to keep this short. We want to keep it kind of laser focused in on the game at hand. We'll be back a little bit later this week where we'll kind of go over more. Obviously, we have the Thursday show. We'll talk about Thursday night's game, but other than that, I think that's all I got. What about you?
Travis Hunter and Bashard Smith. It's the rookie's day.
They're already green. So
two of the most public plays, so you don't need me to say too much more.
No. They're already green.
Except I got the best line, so I got to show that off, brag about it.
Yeah,
exactly. I got these easy Bet365 opening lines.
Yeah, that's the one thing when you do have 365 is that they open their lines early, and you're able to grab some really, really good lines there.
If you know what to look for, yeah.
Yep. So, all right, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We're What's the Play. If please rate, review, and subscribe on YouTube if you could. That really helps us out. Otherwise, we will be seeing you next time. Thanks, everyone.
Back in a few days. Thanks.
Raindrop, drop top, smoking, no cooking, the hot box. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up dope in the crock pot. We came from nothing to something, nigga. I don't try nobody.